This is ESBR Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by Greg Doyle, who's back doing some videos with us now. Greg, it's a bit of a funny one. This I know a lot of people will be interested in this fight we're about to talk about. This is the betting show for Tommy Fury against Jake Paul. Jake Paul against Tommy Fury, whatever way you want to put it. Um, and yeah, I never thought it would see the day where we actually were doing a video on this fight, but here we are. Firstly, Greg, how are you? And secondly, yeah, what do you make of this fight?
Hi Paul, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks very much for having me. I'm excited about this fight. I don't know why. I think it's kind of caught the imagination, isn't it? Because we've got a boxer who we feel is defending boxing against a YouTuber, but he's maybe not as good as what he should be to beat a YouTuber. And we've got a guy who seems to be getting better with each fight, although he is a YouTuber. So yeah, it's intriguing stuff.
Very intriguing, mate. Obviously, we're not going to get into the detail of a preview or anything. This is just betting. I'm a betting show. So I know you said there off camera that you've had a look at the odds and stuff, and you've picked something out. I've also picked something that's caught my eye. So without further ado, I'll hand back to you, Greg. If you want to give us kind of an overview of how you think this fight will go in terms of the betting.
Yeah, really interesting, Paul, because I don't see Tommy Fury just accepting being defeated by a YouTuber. I don't mean to use that term, a YouTuber, disrespectfully, but I think it's kind of got people's backs in. But having a look at the odds, if Tommy Fury isn't on it, and I think we've seen from his last couple of performances, he's looked maybe even below par, below average. Um, I had a look, Jake Paul in points of 15-8 looks to me so that might be the bet. I can see it going the distance probably for both guys, but Jake Paul in points at 15-8 looks a little bit tasty to me.
Very, very interesting. I have to admit, I didn't expect you to say that at all. I didn't expect that from a. If only Owen was on the call now, he'd be calling you all sorts of names for that prediction. But no, honestly, I understand what you mean there. The value of 13-8 for Jake Paul to go. His last fight went the distance. He went the distance the first time against Tyron Woodley. I'm going the completely other way, and I've got two tips. I'll go with the safe one. The safe one, I just think Tommy Fury will win this fight. I know there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but I just think that yes, he's not a typical. Everyone says he's the brother of Tyson Fury. That doesn't mean a thing, really. Let's be honest, he's nowhere
Yeah,
near as good, or will never be as good as his brother. Um, but he does have that name. He's grown up in the sport. Do you know what I mean? He's grown up always knowing about boxing and being in the sport.
yeah,
Probably hasn't taken it as seriously as he should have been these last few years, but I think there's just too much riding on this for him to mess it up against Jake Paul. I think it's interesting. Jake Paul is probably actually on the rise and has looked arguably better than Tommy Fury recently.
yeah.
But I have question marks over whether Jake Paul can take a shot. I've never seen him take a shot. He might well be able to take a shot, but I'm not too sure. So the safe tip for me is Fury to win the fight, which is 13-10. Obviously, Fury's a slight underdog, but if I was gonna, give a betting tip as to why I think something that presents even better value, I would go Fury to win by knockout, which is 11-4. You can get odds of because, as I just said there, I'm kind of banking on the fact that Jake Paul can't take a huge shot and that there are kind of levels to this game, even though Tommy Fury hasn't been brilliant.
Yeah, I think I can't argue, Paul. It's funnily enough, I think it's a 50-50 fight. Honestly, I think it could go either way. And the only reason it is a 50-50 fight is because Tommy Fury's not set the world on fire. He's been inactive. The fights that he's had, he's not looked great in these last couple of performances. If Tommy Fury was firing all cylinders, I'd pick Tommy Fury to win this fight. But I just think the power of social media, the power of money, the power of intimidation, etc., it could play a part. But I think those two are really, really great tips. I think 11-4 on a Fury stoppage. He's going to come out and try and maybe take Jake Paul's head off. If he doesn't do it early, does Jake Paul outlast him and win in points? So I think we've made two really good points there.
Yeah, absolutely. It is an interesting one. As much as I say I didn't at the start, I wasn't a fan of even talking about Jake Paul, but this is a tough fight you can't really ignore. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Can't say I'm going to pay for the pay-per-view. No, I will not be doing that, but I'll
no,
find other means to watch the fight, I think.
yeah. I can back you up on that. If I'm being honest, I know we try and stay impartial. For the sake of boxing, I hope Tommy Fury wins. I think if he shows up at his best, he's a probable winner, but I don't think he's been active enough, Paul. So I think he's either got a knockout chance, like you say, or I can see Jake Paul maybe just sneaking it in points.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, Greg, thanks very much for your time. Of course, we've got we've had a big fight breakdown with Fury, Paul, myself, and Elliot Griggs weekly preview. We talk a little bit about this fight as well. So there's loads of other content on the rest of the channel, for you to get your teeth stuck into. But Greg, thanks for giving me your betting tips, and yeah, hopefully one of us is right. Come the weekend.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, Paul. Appreciate it.